1, 2, 3.
And now, Brew Sports.
Damn it, you gotta catch that ball.
Here's Drew.
Well, the Caitlin Clark tour is not off to a very good start. Even though she hasn't played terrible, a lot of people see the highest scoring person in the history of college basketball and then thinking that's just going to transfer right over to the league in their first couple of months. Well, anyone who's watched NBA players walk in and get humbled, the best players in the world, it takes a bit to come up to speed of the rest of the ladies on the court. Now, Caitlin Clark did fight off an ankle injury yesterday, but the reason I say the tour's off to a fizzling start is this is the most excitement that professional women's basketball has had ever. So you want to keep that momentum, but last night they lose their third straight and now are 0-3 on the season. Got to get a win somewhere if people are going to keep buying those Indiana Fever jerseys, but hoping she can turn it around because the story is amazing. More storylines to unfold tonight as the Eastern Conference Finals are set, and they'll start this evening. Pacers and Celtics go head-to-head at 5 o'clock tonight and catch it on ESPN and ESPN2, likely an alternative broadcast. If you don't want the traditional boring play-by-plays, they'll have a more fun commentator zone likely over there. Boston favored by 10.5. Could be good to take the Pacers just to cover. I think they'll lose, but they could. They've got some rowdy youngsters who don't like being underestimated. Check it out. There's your sports.
Thank you much. All right. Laura was in Iceland last week. We're going to hear a little bit about that coming up next. Also, the sexiest accent. You know, there are a lot of sexy accents on the planet. Like, French comes to mind, I suppose. I don't really think that one's all that sexy, but some people
No,
do.
Yeah.
they think they're sexy, though, so that's all.
It doesn't do it for
Spanish
me.
accent.
Yeah, that's sexy. That's pretty
Yeah.
sexy. But what's the sexiest accent in America?
Ooh.
Oh, we got some doozies.
Yeah. Sexiest accent in America.
All right.
We will tell you coming up here next. Also, you have a few minutes. You have until 7 a.m. actually to get this hour's keyword in to win $1,000. The keyword is win. So log on right now to 1059thebrew.com to win a grand. Yeah, happy Tuesday. Feeling refreshed after vacation. I slept so much and drank even more.
Yeah, that's good. That's what vacations are for.
Yeah, I feel like yesterday was the first day I didn't drink in like literally a week.
Mm-hmm.
And your body started shaking. You're like,
what's going on? What are you doing to us?
Yeah, that is a tough time to come off a good time.
My bladder's enjoying it though, because boy, man, I pee a lot, especially when I drink.
Yeah.
And I get up like 4 or 5 times a night when I drink.
Well,
that is crazy.
It's nuts.
It's like, do you even have time to sleep when you're peeing so
no,
much? Just
I was dying.
Put on a diaper.
I thought about it.
Maybe look on the bright side. You probably loosened up any kidney stones that were forming by peeing that much over the week. Yeah. You got like an oil change out of it.
But Laura was in Iceland, and of course she took May. She hasn't been drinking this entire year, except for May. She was gonna jump back onto the wagon.
Correct, which I have been.
And yeah, you tied one on in Iceland?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly didn't drink that much. It was nice because I kind of had like a steady thing going the whole time, but I never
you didn't get tore.
Went out, was like, whoa, and got blacked out or anything like that. It was kind of more like a low key thing. But there was a lot of alcohol. There's this booze. It's like called Aquavit is the type of alcohol it is. And it's called Brennivin. And so I was drinking a lot of that because it's like the alcohol of Iceland. So I was like, I got to make it.
Did you guys start day drinking like right away?
Well, we went to a lot of like, we drove a lot because we, it's you
hitting those landmarks, Tanner.
Yeah, and you got to drive. There's not like really like public transportation, so we were driving a lot. So obviously we weren't drinking then, but like, just at every meal and anytime we hit, a lagoon or a hot spring, of course we had a drink in our hand.
When I'm on vacation, like I wake up, I shower, and it's pretty much as soon as I leave my hotel room, I start day drinking.
Oh yeah, especially if you're in a place where you're not driving, like you're taking Ubers or you're at an all-inclusive.
Sure.
At breakfast, it's time to go get
Yeah,
more.
if I was at like a resort or something, I'd be drinking all day.
Yeah,
I'm a little weary of drinking like the national booze, or a lot of them drink it here. It just there's always that thought. Why is this alcohol not good enough to go worldwide? Like, why is it not in America?
Was it not very tasty?
No, I really liked it.
Is this a hard booze? What is this thing?
Yeah, it's like I don't want to say it tastes like black licorice because I don't want to turn you off. Like, to make you think it's Jaeger, which it doesn't. It tastes very clean.
I had my Jaeger days. Those are days that are long.
I can't. Like, if somebody were to offer me a shot of Jaeger, I would say no, thank you. But this.
I wonder if it's like ouzo. That's like a licorice flavored clear liquor.
Yeah, it's clear. It's clear. So it's a kind of a. And I don't want to say it tastes like vodka because I hate vodka. So it's not the same as that. But it was delicious, and I did drink a lot of that. And they had their own like lagers, and so I was drinking a lot of like Viking and Gull and like all these.
Yeah, as you should in Iceland. Yeah, did you pee your pants? That's what people would like to know. Did you pee or poop your pants?
I did not. I almost pooped my pants, but I didn't. I did not.
How did you almost poop your pants?
Well, I had a long day of travel on my first day.
I remember in your email you said that you ended up having to go. Not to the emergency room.
I had to go, okay, so I also learned in Iceland, you can't just like buy medication just like at a CVS or something, even if it's like Pepto. You have to go to a pharmacist and get it from the pharmacy.
So green apple splatters, you got to go tell a dude.
And the worst is having that in another country. Having the green apple splats is terrible at all, but having it in another country.
And it was worse because we couldn't check into our hotel. Like, we got there at 6 a.m., but we couldn't check in till 3, so we were just like wandering around the city.
Laura's got the trot.
She's got no place to use the bathroom.
I was like, hey, I told my friend, I'm like, I gotta hit the bathroom. And she's like, okay, yeah, we can find one. I'm like, no, we gotta go right now.
Are the public restrooms better in Iceland than in America?
Oh yeah, everything was way cleaner and nicer and but so yeah, I had to hit a coffee shop.
So you had a quivering corn biscuit upon arrival.
I did, and at a certain point, I was like, is this gonna end poorly?
Oh man!
I was like, oh I
like
was
your second
very-
day in Iceland, she
I'm like,
poops
I'm
her
like
pants.
sweating.
Wouldn't that would be
Yeah.
terrible though, because you're always fighting that you peed your pants, you didn't poop your pants on a flight.
I know.
And that would have just dotted the
And
I.
I'd be lying if I said that wasn't going through my head. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
never gonna live this down if I
Oh,
poop my
man.
pants on the streets of Reykjavik.
So
Like,
what
lock it
caused
up,
it? Was
Laura!
it just like foreign water?
No, I think it was just a combination of no sleeping, being on an airplane, eating breakfast in a new country.
Yeah.
Like it was just a combination of things.
Anytime you get on an airplane, you do get dehydrated.
Right.
So if you've had coffee or you neglected on some water, and then
Yeah.
you stay in the air for 7 hours, and when you're dehydrated, you kind of get the old squirts.
Yeah, so it was thankfully, but I had to go to the pharmacy and I was like, hey, do you have anything for an upset stomach?
Can I use your bathroom? And then I want to tell you about my problem.
But then she's like, what do you mean upset stomach? And I was like, diarrhea. Do you have
Oh,
anything
did you do the song for her? You get upset
I
stomach.
did. I did.
Diarrhea.
And the dance where I just like covered my
Yeah,
butt.
you're right.
Yeah,
They know
no,
it.
but after that, it was fine. I got
Start
some
quoting her.
Imodium and I was
Start quoting parts from Everybody Poops.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So is that
It's totally normal?
Is that pharmacist speaking English, or are you just having to like show a directional with your hand?
Thankfully, everyone spoke English.
Okay.
So yes.
You're
So
squatting.
was the accent very sexy?
The accent was nice. It's kind of like Scandinavian is the closest thing I could
All right.
I could compare it to. So it was nice. Yeah.
There are a lot of sexy accents here or on the planet. Spanish is a super sexy accent. I think.
Some like the British or the Australians?
I think
like,
British is
I like
really
British
sexy.
accents.
Yeah,
Irish accents.
I feel like
I
British.
like-
Irish accents are great. Irish
like
accents are really hot.
Australian accents. I know a lot of people
Nah.
find those polarizing.
I
but-
don't.
yeah.
I'm team British accent or bust.
British is
in terms of
pretty
those
darn
kind of
good.
accents.
Irish is just fun, and Scottish too.
Scottish.
They're so riled up.
But what about the sexiest accents here in America? Here
All
in
right.
the United
Hmm.
States.
Not known for sexy accents.
No, I mean I can tell you the one that I find least sexy
'Cause
which
we
is
have more-
which is unfair.
We have
but-
more than you would think. I mean, I'm in my head. I've got 6 or so.
I completely disagree with this list. I have to tell you, I completely disagree with this list.
Okay.
I think the accents that they are saying are sexy on here are not to me. I find them annoying.
Well, it's like
And-
it's hard to define, right?
Yeah, and I
'Cause-
suppose it's to each your own, But this is according to Enjoy Travel, so it's like
Yeah.
a travel magazine. But the top 10 states with the sexiest accents. So you would start at 10 and go up.
Yeah,
I guess?
let's run through it.
California made the list. I'm not sure what a California's
California's just
accent
like,
is.
hey, bro,
Hey,
like
bros.
kind of like Valley Girl.
You guys want to smoke
laid
some weed?
back. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
guess I always thought of California, the whole West Coast is kind of
Like Spicoli to me.
almost like painfully normal, but we are from the West Coast, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's the.
I feel like Pacific Northwest. You're correct, but
There, get
California
a little more
kind of has.
California.
Yeah.
The ninth sexiest accent here in America is from St. Louis.
I don't even know what a
do
Like a
not
Midwest accent? Like
know. Yeah, but not like Michigan Midwest. Not like it's like so. I don't know what St. Louis.
What
would
was
be.
that?
Sorry.
Start getting north.
Yeah.
Philadelphia is at 8 for the sexiest accent in America.
Know what
Philly.
that is.
Anything
is
on
that
the
just
east-
angry?
Anything on the East Coast, I'm gonna have to disagree.
Yeah. Again, this list is totally bonkers.
But I mean what is that? 8?
That's
7?
8. Philadelphia's at 8. 7 is Hawaiian. The Hawaiian accent is the 10th sexiest accent in America.
Okay.
Mississippi is at number 6.
Okay.
Mississippi.
Oh, so
See,
we're going state by state.
And this
We're
is
not
where I
just
said
like-
But
it's going to
there-
be confusing.
There are
because,
cities on here too. So
because there are different kinds of Southern accent. There's like
Right.
so many gross ones, and then there's that Southern belle who is kind of cute for a second,
Yeah, but I feel
yet
like that's
annoying.
but
I
feel
find
like
it
that's
super
not,
annoying.
That's like less Mississippi and more like Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it does.
Chicago's at 5 for the sexiest accent in the United States.
Okay.
Chicago.
It says Mainer. So as somebody from Maine, obviously at 4.
okay.
A Mainer. I don't even know what
Mainer.
that would sound like. What does a Mainer accent sound
I feel
like?
like they're
kinda like
borderline in Canada.
East Coast. Maybe it's like a combo of like East Coast and Midwest.
God,
I don't know.
It's up there in its own area.
Number
Like I'll get some lobster.
number 3 on the list. Yeah, I guess I don't
know
mind
about
that.
sexy.
I think it's funny when Peter
When
Griffin
I
talks like
Spray
that.
that person
right,
with a hose.
Number 3 is New York. That's number 3 on the list for sexiest
Negative.
accents.
No.
Negative.
Uh,
It's so
So
grumpy.
abrasive. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I find like unattractive about it. Just the very embracive.
And being sure that theirs is the best.
Of course, because they are the best. Because nothing else matters aside from that.
Yeah, they all think that they're the best.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 2 is Bostonian.
No,
Bostonian.
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 Bostonian?
Bostonian? Yeah,
I'm
they're
with
also
you. This is
I
a
don't
bunk
like it.
list.
Isn't
so
it bunk?
harsh.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
find
what's
that
number
to
one?
be one of the
Because
most
I don't-
annoying. Like, to me, Bostonian is one of the most annoying
For me, it's
accents.
annoying, and I know it's not going to make the list, or I don't know, but I'm guessing it won't. But I kind of like parts of Texas's accent.
Number 1 on the list.
Oh, yeah.
Texas?
Well, I'm
Texas is the
telling
number
you.
1 accent, the sexiest accent in America.
You don't
apparently.
think it, and I'll go beyond sexy and say fun too, because
Sure,
like if you
okay.
go on vacation to like an all-inclusive where you have people from all over the country, everyone starts talking like the Texans.
I do. When I go visit my family, I come back and I'm saying y'all and
Amy,
darling.
Amy has pulled me aside and been like, "What are you doing? You sound like you've lived in Texas for 6 years." I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about, darling."
Howdy.
Anyway, there you go. The sexiest accent in
Boy, oh
America
boy.
apparently is from Texas.
Interesting. Well,
I got rid of my accent from Texas as soon as I moved here. It was like a year or two. I got rid of it. People made fun of me.
I also
People
feel
made
like
fun of me
in
saying y'all.
broadcasting, like the Midwest in me was beat out of me
Yeah.
quickly after I started taking like classes in broadcasting school. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I was living in Detroit, the girls there they sounded trashy.
Yeah.
Like, what does it sound like when a girl talks in Detroit?
Just trashy.
It's
I don't
just
know.
like I don't know, and it's so funny because when I lived
Trashy
there,
street talk, Drew.
And
I
Laura,
never
you're not
thought-
fighting it, so is it trashy treats?
well,
What,
I never
trashy
thought
street talk?
I never thought I had an accent because wherever you're from, you don't think you have an accent. And then you go somewhere else, you're like, oh,
There's just certain
So I
words
didn't-
you say that I'll catch you. But
right.
It's,
when
it's
I'm
for the
like,
most part,
maybe when I'm angry or drunk.
Yeah, then
a little
the Detroit
Midwest will
comes
come
out.
Yeah, but
Angry, drunk,
now,
and lonely.
Now I can pick it out. Like now when I hear someone from
They don't even have to tell
Minnesota
you.
or Michigan talk, I'm
You're
like,
a trash person.
I'm like, oh.
Mhm.
All right.
I can say because I lived there for 2 years, so get off me
Yeah, you
about
were
it.
a local.
All right, place sucks. We'll be back.
Now, what's trending? Fueled by Columbia Heating and Cooling, raising your expectations of comfort.
Online, 1059thebrew.com is the website. You will hear our Donkey Show podcast. Today will be the first one in over a week, you guys.
Oh, man, it's been so long.
I know. We've been on vacation, bloating and drinking, and I think Laura's having promiscuous sex in Iceland.
I wish.
But we are back, and we'll hear a new Donkey Show podcast today on the website at 1059thebrew.com. Anyway, so enjoy it.
Yes.
yeah.
It's going to be a good one.
Let's see. Coming up in a few minutes, we have corn tickets all this week.
Big corn.
Yeah, we
Super.
do. I love corn.
I love corn
Where are they going to be, Moda?
Moda Santa, baby.
with Gojira and Spirit Box, which is badass. They've got a chick
Spirit
singer,
Box.
and she's so good. Like, she can scream, she can sing. I'm really excited for
You
this
can
show.
do it all.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we'll have tickets for you at 7:30 this morning. Make sure you're listening to win. Coming up next, so another keyword for your shot at $1,000 in cash money.
Nice.
$1,000. Pay off some bills. Go on a vacation. Laura just spent all of her money in Iceland, so
I did.
it'd be nice to put that back in her savings.
Yes.
What will you do with it? Your next chance at the cash is coming up right after Bon Jovi. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Did you ever swallow anything when you were a kid?
Swallow something?
Swallow
Like,
anything that I was not supposed to, like
yeah,
a
like
coin
a pin
or
cap,
something?
a coin. You know, I think
No.
I swallowed. It was fine. I didn't choke on it. It just kind of got like lodged for a second. But
Yeah.
it was like the cap to. I can't remember what it was. A cap to something, a very tiny like juice box or whatever it was. But it somehow got stuck in my throat for a second. And
Yeah.
Sketchy.
I didn't swallow anything that was inedible, if that's what you're asking.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, this boy,
Full hot dog's about as far as I ever went.
Right, yeah.
apparently a 7-year-old boy, miraculously passed a 4-inch pencil that he had accidentally swallowed
Excuse me.
So when I
without
saw
any
that,
painful side effects or interventions needed. He just passed the thing.
so if you look at that, a 4-inch pencil, I mean,
Yeah,
to
it's-
turn all the corners in the body, it's pretty rigid.
I mean, this
And
kid's
was
got
it
an incredible.
was it sharpened?
This kid's got an incredible like
Small intestine.
just small intestine
It's
system.
like a luge.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know, like if it was a sharpened pencil, Laura, or if it were 4-inch pencil. They just say 4-inch pencil.
I know. How do you swallow something that
Doctors,
Yeah, how did it get in there?
long
Like,
and stiff?
doctors were stunned to find the pencil lodged in the child's stomach through X-ray scans. Yet he appeared active and playful throughout the entire ordeal. Like maybe if he did feel any discomfort, he just played right through it like a puppy.
Oh my
Maybe.
gosh.
But after being told to consume only fluids and a banana, the pencil eventually came out. Quote, a single long piece by the very next day. So he passed that thing pretty quickly. And they found no traces in it in a follow-up scan.
Huh.
That's nuts.
How?
So like it didn't break off any pieces. Is that what they're saying? It
Yeah,
just-
because I think imagine if it splintered.
the thing had to have been standing up like a sword and a
Yeah.
stone in the toilet when it came out.
Yeah.
They're saying this is one of the first cases, but doctors admit it's rare for a long, sharp item like pencils or toothbrushes
it
to
must have
exit
been.
naturally due to the body's narrow passages.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's probably because of the boy's age, and he hasn't because I'm 42. I've eaten a lot of garbage. There's a lot of
Yeah.
blockage in there.
Exactly. He's
Sure.
got a pretty clean ride, whereas
Yeah.
mine would be like bumping back and forth like moguls.
Right. Mine looks like the freeway in an end of the world movie.
Yeah,
Just a lot
exactly.
of debris.
Dodging
A lot of potholes
trucks
in
that
there.
are broken down and the whole
Yeah.
deal.
So he was fine. Kid was discharged. Yeah, everything's fine. He's out there playing again, probably swallowing other items.
How do you swallow a whole pencil?
That's a stupid kid, I think. That's
That
just
is-
a dumb kid. I mean, I don't. There's no other
I feel
explanation.
like you like fall face first onto it.
He had to intentionally do it.
Yeah.
He had to intentionally do it. That's it. I mean, listen, I know there were kids who
4
would like
inches
eat
is
glue
so-
or whatever, but a whole
Yeah.
pencil, you got to be next level dumb. I feel
Yeah,
like.
it's
Yeah.
I mean, you're definitely just. Are you just? Oh, what are you thinking? Like at one point, when it's halfway
It
down your
smells
throat,
good.
and you're going. Like I would lose at the entryway
know.
at the gates.
I've heard people eating crayons, but pencils, that's.
I never ate. Did you eat crayons as a kid?
I never ate crayons.
I was gonna say we'll
no.
get around to the truth eventually. Only the
No.
red ones.
Did you? You never ate anything as a kid?
Red is the
Never
best
put anything in your
flavor.
mouth?
Also, it was trained into me because my mom ran a daycare, so you were constantly putting your finger in someone's throat and pulling out all kinds of little toys and stuff.
Right. Yeah, my brother used to eat paste straight off the table. He would dump
Really?
it onto
See,
the table and lick it up.
I always felt like those were a special kind of kid.
Yeah.
This text message from 4528 says my sister swallowed a sewing needle when she was a baby.
Ooh.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
See,
Again,
you would think
how?
that would
Like-
have to be surgically removed.
Yeah, a sewing needle. I mean, it's like you're like getting fished.
But I can also see like
Yeah.
a sewing needle. They're pretty small. I mean, they're sharp, so dangerous, but not a 4-inch pencil.
But the
You know,
pencil
like
is
how?
wood. Like, is there any chance that it manipulates
Maybe
a
it's
little
softened up.
in that?
I
Like,
don't know.
but
I
with
don't
that
know.
paint, I'm imagining the yellow paint on the outside. There's no softening that bad boy
And then
up.
like the metal tip near the eraser.
Yeah,
would be, I don't know.
Did you ever swallow anything as a kid? 98197 is our Lazy Boy text line. You can also shoot us a talkback message through the iHeartRadio app it's for your cell phone. Just download it today. It's been a long time. We haven't done this show in
Yeah.
over a week, so I'm
Right.
not even
Fair
sure how to
enough.
do this anymore. But send us a talkback and let us know if you swallowed anything as a kid. I remember that there were kids in my class that would cover their hands with the Elmer's glue.
Oh,
I
and
remember
peel it
that.
They would
off.
The
peel it
peel
off,
off.
and then they would
Yeah.
eat it.
Oh, God.
No.
I definitely did stage one of that, but then why you put it in your mouth?
Yeah.
There was a kid in my class, it was like kindergarten or first grade or something, who choked, and the teacher had to do the Heimlich on him, or she did something on him, and
Back then,
he
you could just
coughed it
throw
up.
him into a desk.
I've had the Heimlich done on me, but it's always been food, not like.
Why am I not
Yeah, I've
surprised?
random
You're so
objects.
clumsy, even with food.
Yeah, well.
I had a buddy, and you know this, Tanner, but I had a buddy break 2 of my ribs, saving my life from the Starburst incident. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Starburst incident.
So you were choking on a Starburst?
laying down, eating a Starburst, and I was like, oh my God. And my wife was sleeping on the next couch over, and because we were watching a movie.
Yeah.
And I shook her, and she woke up and she stared at me. She still thinks that to this day that she was helping, but I felt like she was watching me die. So I ran into the other room, and my buddy didn't know what he was doing, took a swing at it, busted 2 ribs, and then I put his hands in a new spot, and he popped that old yeller out. And then if you've ever had the Heimlich, like Laura has here, every fluid in your face, your eyes, your nose, I feel like it comes out of your ears.
Yeah.
It's just because your body pushes everything out.
Maybe we should take some more calls here. Did you ever choke on something, and what was it? Drew is a Starburst. I had, I think, some sort of capped, like a Juicy Juice or something back in the day, or something. Like, what were those little Kool-Aid squeeze?
Like the
Squeeze it.
Squeeze it.
Yeah, so I think I
like
cho-
the plastic
That's
cap.
what it was. That's exactly what
of
it
course.
was.
All the kids who used to chew on
You
those,
twist it
like,
off, and I
ugh.
would chew on it, and
Gross.
I choked on the damn cap from the squeezes.
That checks out.
You know,
That's
it's
what it
funny. You
was.
nearly died, and in my head, all I can think is Lucky Dog got to squeeze it.
Yeah.
Man, we were highly denied
are so
squeeze
good.
it.
So,
They
do
were-
they still make squeezes?
I mean, price per ounce, my mom laughed it right out of the
oh
cart.
yeah, no.
She's like, how about a Kool-Aid packet?
This text message from 6494 says, I swallowed a quarter once, and the next day I pooped out 2 dimes and a nickel.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
change
no.
for $1, yeah.
This one says, my brother swallowed a crayon once, like someone mentioned earlier. I could see a lot of kids swallowing crayons.
But I mean, crayons, you
There's
can
no-
at least chew them up.
And
you
it's
know?
wax. I
Yeah.
feel like it'll work its way.
Yeah, it's not too terrible. What did you choke on, or maybe your cousins or your brothers, or I don't
Yeah,
know.
whatever. My friend one time, no, it was you. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
The leg of a G.I. Joe. Amazing how it'll get lodged.
Got some talkback messages to listen to.
Good morning, Brew Crew. Bing bong. Glad to see you're back on air. I had a teacher one time in the 5th grade. He was a substitute teacher. He taught us how to make a sandwich using paper and Elmer's glue. I don't know why he decided to teach us this, but he showed us how he used to make a sandwich out of a couple small squares of paper and some Elmer's glue. Peace.
They will
What?
let
What?
anyone be a substitute teacher.
Hell
These
is
are our
that?
youth.
What the hell is that? Hi, it's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Did you ever choke on something?
Yeah, I choked on a guitar pick one time. Got
Yeah.
stuck in my throat, and I had to have surgery to get it out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so think about it. It's got the sharp tip.
And I always put my guitar pick in my mouth, dude. Like every time I play guitar, I always put it there because I don't want to lose it.
Sure, a lot of people do.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna do that.
That
now.
habit.
So, like, it was lodged in your throat?
Yeah, where
and it
was
wouldn't
it?
go down? Is that why you had to have surgery? Because, I mean, if you would have swallowed it
Yeah,
all
I-
the way, you would have just passed it, right?
Yeah, I got stuck in the thing because it turned sideways when I swallowed it, I guess.
Oh, man.
That's rough.
Brutal.
But on the plus side, his esophagus rocked those.
Yeah, exactly. It was
All right,
he was
thanks,
playing
dude.
those vocal chords.
Let's go to line 3. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Would you ever choke on something?
Yes, I choked on a hot dog when I was 10 years old, but my dad didn't know how to do the Heimlich maneuver. All he did was he had me stand there with my hands over my head until someone screamed at him.
to do,
Like,
to
that's
do
not
what?
how you do it.
Like they screamed at him and said what?
They had to like walk him through how to do the Heimlich maneuver on me as I was choking.
Jeez.
Well, in his defense, now you wouldn't want to make it the long-term plan, but that is one of the first things you do to a child who's got something lodged is you do put their arms up.
Okay.
Because that'll kind of open things up.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when a kid's too young to give them the full Heimlich.
Maybe it's good though, especially if you got kids that are just putting things in their mouths to just know how to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Study
mean,
up
you
that
absolutely
and
should.
CPR.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
I don't know. I was 10 and I was a big kid, so Even the people around him were laughing.
Yeah, 10's pretty aggressive.
You're like, bro, maybe chew the hot dog before you
Yeah,
swallow
exactly.
it.
You're not supposed to go end to end.
Thanks for the call. We appreciate it. This text message is coming in from 8059. Says, I swallowed a penny once. 5073 says, Squeeze-Its were so damn good. My parents would never buy them due to the price, but whenever I got one, it seemed like Christmas, dude. They were dope.
I don't know
Pure
why they were.
diabetes.
Exactly.
Hi, it's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Do you ever choke on something?
I actually had to give my dad the Heimlich maneuver pretty recently. He was choking on a piece of steak because he was drunk and had to put his teeth in.
I feel like
Hadn't
that's...
put his teeth in.
if you're going to choke, though, as a man, that's the way to go. On
I'd
a
like
piece
to-
of steak.
I'd like to end on a
I had no idea
ribeye.
what I was doing. I just was like, I think this is the pictures I've seen of how to do it. Here it goes.
But you did it. You pulled it off.
Nice. Did it like fly
Yeah,
out of his
it
mouth?
Shot across.
Yeah.
It
Ugh.
did.
Just like in the movies. Ping! Hit like a metal,
Yeah,
metal pole.
exactly. We got
I
a
was
live
like, well,
one.
I saved your life.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he owes you with some inheritance.
Yeah, for sure.
That's for sure. Write me in.
More of your calls and texts coming up. Did you ever choke on anything? Portland's Rock Station 105.9 The Brew. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. So we are wanting to know this morning if you've ever swallowed anything or choked on something. I've never personally,
you haven't gotten all the way to the Heimlich.
That's not true.
Yeah, I hadn't, right. Nobody's ever done the Heimlich on me, but when I was a kid, I used to get the Squeeze-Its. I used to love those Squeeze-Its.
Yeah.
And I would put the little twisty part that you would rip off in my mouth, and I did get it one lodged in my throat for a couple of seconds.
How'd you get it out?
I just, I did a bunch of
enough panicking.
I panicked a bit, and I just kind of lodged it loose. But it could have been way worse, right?
I think everyone has had at some point that feeling where you're like, oh my God, this is, even for just a second, that I can't breathe. And it's the worst feeling in the world.
We got a text message from 7128. Says, when I was a teenager, we were playing the game of life. Love that board game. My friend put the little plastic people in her mouth when she was trying to get them in the plastic car. She swallowed them from
the car or the people?
I think the little people. From then on, we said she swallowed her kids in life, so that's why she doesn't have any.
Wow.
From that day forward, hilarious jokes ensued.
9507 says, not swallowed, but my cousin shoved peas up their nose.
Yeah,
I feel like every kid did that.
Yeah.
I did not. That's disgusting.
I mean, I definitely.
You never. I'm not
nasty.
Yeah, you peed your pants in public, but you wouldn't.
That
definitely
wasn't on
peas in your
purpose. I didn't purposefully pee my pants for fun.
You never put peas in your nose, huh?
I pop peas out of my kid's nose. It's still a thing.
Yeah. They say the smell was causing them to gag after 2 weeks. Their parent, they got them lodged up there.
Okay. Your 2-week rotten peas, now you're in a critical zone.
How does a parent not notice that for 2 weeks?
I just don't look at the kid.
Leave it up there.
You should be especially if you're at an age where
you
you throw them up there, you got to be inspecting your kid to make sure they don't have
So-
lodged items.
That is so deep.
The smell was causing them to gag after 2 weeks. Their parents took them into the hospital to find the surprise, and they had 4 rotten peas removed.
Oh.
4 peas.
Peas are gross enough fresh.
No.
Hi, it's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. This guy's been on hold for a few minutes. Have you ever choked on anything?
Yes. When I was 17, I was at a Shakey's Pizza. I took a bite of some pizza, started choking on it, went to the bathroom to get some liquid to help wash it down, and it completely shut my my breathing off. And so I had to start slamming myself into a wall.
Damn.
And this 5-year-old kid was in there just screaming the whole time, and his dad thought I was messing with him.
Yeah, he's just throwing himself into the wall, son. Let him be.
This is comedy. Let it play out.
Leave him be. Leave him be. He's just a madman.
So you lodged the piece of crust out of your your esophagus yourself?
Yeah.
You know, they say that if you don't have someone to do the Heimlich, you're supposed to do it on the corner of a chair, to push the corner of the chair up where that fist would go.
Well, this guy threw himself into drywall.
It was straight into a wall.
I don't think that's in the handbook, but he got the job.
And
works.
if it works, then it's all the
It
better.
got the job done.
Right. Thanks for the call, dude.
1, 2, 3.
And now, Bruce Sports.
Damn it, you gotta catch that ball.
Here's Drew.
Well, Caitlin Clark is the best prospect in the history of the WNBA, but a lot of people haven't looked at the schedule she's had. It's been a brutal opening schedule for a rookie. On top of that, her WNBA career took a little bit of a curveball yesterday when she hurt her left ankle. Now, people thought she might not be able to return, but she did come out and battle back, almost getting the win 88-84 in the loss, but 0-3 now for that team. Tonight, there is action in the Eastern Conference Finals. It's finally taking flight on ESPN this evening, 5 o'clock. Pacers and Celtics will go head-to-head as the Celtics looking to do more than they normally do, which is get to this point and then fizzle. The Celtics looking for a championship with how much money they pour into this team, favored by 10.5 tonight. There's your sports.
Thank you very much. All right, coming up next, we've got tickets to go see Korn.
I love corn.
I love Korn. They're going to be at the Moda Center coming up October 8th. I have not seen Korn in many moons. I'm definitely going to the show. One of the first times I saw Korn was at the Memorial Coliseum with Rob Zombie years and years ago, where the guitarist for, I think it was John 5.
Oh, yeah.
He's in Motley Crue now, but he was in Rob Zombie at the time. We've had him on the show before. He had a guitar that had liquid in it, and it looked like blood. and he tipped it upside down and spilled it in his mouth and spit it out into the crowd. Or back then, I needed to be against the rail back then.
Yeah, and so you just got coated.
Coated in his spit and fake blood, and I was so mad. I remember giving him the finger, and I got to tell him that on the show once.
Nasty.
Like, dude, you spit all over me.
Full circle. You're like, back when, and at the time when he did it, were you grossed out or were you like, yes?
So grossed out.
Okay.
And I was ticked off. I remember being very mad.
That's the cost of admission.
Because some of these kids are so into the band, you know. And
Oh,
they
yeah.
just-
Some fans probably loved it.
I know. Those
Hit
people,
me again!
Those people are disgusting, and I want nothing to do with them. Anyway, we've got tickets to Korn all week long, and we'll give away a pair of tickets coming up next. So I think we need caller 10.
Get some.
Did we decide what we were playing?
No. But
This is a good place to discuss that.
we could do It Happened in Florida.
It's been a bit.
Do Real News or Fake News.
Ooh, it's been a bit.
We could do Wake Up Showdown. We could
Look at Laura with the options.
All right, we'll
We'll
figure
do one
this
of
out.
those.
We need callers 10 and 11 right now.
You know,
866.
just in case.
Yeah. We'll figure this out here. But we'll play a game coming up next. 866-445-1059. Caller 10 will get to play something for Korn tickets coming up right after Aerosmith. Happy Tuesday. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura on The Brew. All right, we got corn tickets here in just a second. But before we play that, we're talking about choking on things. I forget how we got on this topic.
I don't know. You
Oh,
just
well,
asked. You're like,
you started off with saying, "Have you ever swallowed an object?" and it morphed into choking.
yeah, because a kid swallowed
that's right.
a 4-inch pencil.
It's an insane story. This kid, he's 7 years old, swallowed a 4-inch pencil and he passed it in a couple of days. It went through his body and it came out totally normal. And he's totally fine. Like, there wasn't any damage. He didn't need surgery or anything like this.
And you think about the little things that we choke on, and this kid passes a pencil.
Yeah, right. So we want to know, did you ever swallow anything? 866-445-1059. Before we get to these talkback messages, Beefwater is in the studio, and apparently he's choked on a lot of things in his life.
Yeah. Well, Drew and I, as we've mentioned multiple times, had the same surgery. Post-surgery, I couldn't swallow hardly anything.
What kind of surgery was it?
Basically, it takes the inside of the top of your stomach and squeezes it tight.
They wrapped it around my esophagus and then stitched it over the top like a taco.
So they basically
squeezed the
they tied
flapper down.
Yeah, they tied a knot in your neck.
And so because of that, you choke on things easily.
As the surgeon said, he goes, listen, your esophagus is going to be inflamed for a while. You know, you need to, they kind of work you back up. Bread was the worst, right? So you just tried to eat like Jell-O and pudding and stuff like that. But after a month of that, you're ready for some sustenance.
Yeah, right.
And
Not exactly.
You go and you try and eat something, and then you swallow, and then you just feel it get stuck, and then you swallow again, and you swallow again, and then you drink some water, and you just start to feel everything back up into your throat.
No.
And then you start going into panic mode.
Yeah.
Right.
Like your brain just doesn't know what to do. And so every time you go out to eat, all right, got to get up, take a walk around the spot, go to the bathroom, probably throw it up.
You know what's funny is you're on liquid only for a month, so you're just like, okay, I'll try a bite of a filet mignon or something because you're dying, and then that's what you
choke on.
And that's how you
nothing.
end up finding out what a blended up filet tastes like.
Yeah, I definitely had a lot of blended soups.
Yeah, it's a wild sensation when something's stuck and then you drink water thinking it's going to push it down and you just feel it like you're filling up a
Bubble
glass
back up.
in your esophagus.
Jeez, terrible. We got some talkback messages through the iHeartRadio app.
Happy Brews Day, Brew Crew. Welcome back to the show. We missed you lots. McD calling. As for swallowing things, I think you might remember when I ate a piece of steak and it got caught in my esophagus, and I spent a couple days in the emergency room for that wonderful, wonderful event. Best steak I ever didn't taste. Have a great day. Later.
Good morning, Brew Crew. Tanner, I think every kid that had to squeeze it put that topper in their mouth.
Yeah.
I used to do it. I used to pretend like they were like vampire things. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I remember squeeze-its, so I believe they're called jammers now, Kool-Aid jammers.
Always Squeeze-Its to me.
They were like the perfect sweetness, so they weren't as sweet as when I made it, but they were sweeter than when my dad made it.
Love those things, man. And that's what I choked on. It was the little cap, little thing you twist off.
Yep, those were classic. I'm not team jammers, though. Squeeze-Its all day long.
All right, you guys want to give away some corn tickets? Let's do this.
Now, let's play Tanner, Drew, and Laura's Take a Flick.
All right, we decided on a game.
Got one.
Very fun game. I like this game, actually. We're going to describe a film, a movie. Like if you hit info on your Comcast remote and it would give you a little description, or if you used to go to Blockbuster or Hollywood Video back in the day and you'd read a description on the back of a DVD or a VHS.
That's right.
We're going to give you a description of a film, from a category you get to choose from, and you just have to tell us what it is. It's that easy. Let's go to Dale in Vancouver. Good morning, Dale.
Good morning, Buku.
What's up, Dale? What's up?
Dale.
Dale, what's the last movie you watched, bro?
Oh, shit. It was a while.
Hold on, bro. You can't.
say
I said off the air, Dale. Why am I not surprised a guy named Dale said the S word on the radio? I said off the air, idiot.
That's a Chris we went to. He wound up for it.
Anyone else got him in a Marlboro coat?
What do you think? Do we hang up on him?
I mean,
just
final
let him
chance.
go.
All right, Dale, can you watch your mouth?
Yes, sir.
All right.
He like slow roasted that S-bomb. Like,
I
you
know.
felt it, you knew it, and then you launched
and then
it.
he went for it. Yeah.
Tell us, what was the last movie you said that you watched?
Fast 11 with my daughter.
Fast 11. All right.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
Fast
okay. Still
11.
so furious 11.
So furious.
All right. Well, this could be an easy game for you, maybe difficult. I'm not sure. You get to pick a category, though, Laura.
All right, we got a horror, action, comedy, or drama, Dale.
Comedy.
Comedy's going with. All right. Everyone goes with comedy.
All right. Here we go. After his beloved father dies, a young man inherits a near-bankrupt automobile parts factory in Sandusky, Ohio. His brand new stepmother wants to cash out and close, but the sentimental attachment he has to his dad's employees spurs him to make one last-ditch effort to find someone who will buy their products. With his father's tightly wound assistant in tow, they hit the road to find new clients.
I know it, Dale. What is it? What movie is it?
Black Sheep with Chris Farley.
Is it Black Sheep?
It is not Black Sheep.
It is not Black Sheep, my friend.
Good guess.
Oh.
Good guess, though.
You're going to hate yourself when you figure out what it is.
That's what he gets for cursing on the air.
Yep, we got to move on. Let's go to Roy in Estacada. Good morning, Roy.
Good morning.
Roy, tell us what movie that is.
Oh my gosh, it's with the fat guy. Let's see.
In the little coat, yeah.
Tommy Boy. Tommy Boy.
Yes. Woo.
Wow.
Close one.
Yeah, Fringe right there on the edge.
That fat guy. Are you serious?
The fat guy.
You don't body shame a dead man.
His name is Chris Farley. All right, his name is Chris Farley, the one and only.
Yes, it is Chris Farley.
And he did have some stressed buttons, but he was more than just a fat guy.
Hang on the phone, bro. You're going to go see Korn at the Moda Center in October, my friend.
Nice.
Awesome.
We got tickets all week long. We'll have another pair coming up tomorrow morning. Hang on. We'll get your info. You also have another chance at 1059thebrew.com.
Brought to you by Hulu Plus Live TV. Switch today to watch over 95 live channels. Now, here's Laura.
Unlimited shrimp. It's a fail-safe business model, right? Well, not if you are Red Lobster. They have now officially filed for bankruptcy. Of course, the shrimp is not the only thing that is to blame, but that is a big part of it. And it doesn't mean that Red Lobster is going away entirely, at least not yet, but they did close 93 underperforming stores last week.
Wow.
So best wishes to those at Red Lobster.
All those lunch boxes who were like, they're getting rid of endless shrimp. You're getting rid of the store because of you.
You took advantage.
I hope you're proud of yourself.
Yeah. OpenAI is discontinuing an artificial intelligence voice for the latest version of ChatGPT. It's been drawing comparisons to the voice of Scarlett Johansson in her movie Her, which is about a man who falls in love with the female voice of his computer's operating system. The company said the voice named Sky is being paused as they address questions about how those voices are chosen in ChatGPT. I would imagine that this is going to be happening more and more if they don't put a stop to it now.
I heard over the weekend that on AI dates, like AI dating and AI relationships, like the searches for it has gone up
like
quite a bit.
Dating a bot?
Yeah, and so there's companies that will actually create bots for you, and you are dating an AI algorithm thing, and it just and you talk to it and it talks back to you, and I guess in the last
slightly depressing.
It's in the last 3 or 4 years the searches for it have gone through the roof.
Yeah, sure. Well, loneliness is a crazy beast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And finally, a Netflix movie that is shooting here in Portland is going to cause traffic delays this week on the Morrison, Broadway, Burnside, and Hawthorne bridges. The movie is called The Night Always Comes. It's an adaptation of a Portland set novel by local author Willie Vlaughton. Shooting on the Morrison and Broadway bridges happens today. They're going to be on the Burnside on Wednesday, tomorrow, and then shooting on the Hawthorne Bridge happens early Friday morning. Now, sidewalks and traffic lanes will be open, but flaggers are going to be stopping traffic for 3 to 5 minute periods while they are filming. So just a heads up there. More on those stories, 1059thebrew.com.
Thank you. While you're there, enter this hour's keyword in for your chance at a grand. And this hour's keyword is this. So if you're having an affair, and I'm not, accusing you or judging,
Whoa, bro, don't get so
whatever.
defensive.
But if you are having an affair, I think like the number one goal is to not get caught.
Yeah.
Right.
I just finished the Ashley Madison doc on Netflix.
Oh my God, so depressing. I thought there was already one of those, and then I saw this one pop up. I was like, how many documentaries about this do we need?
There's a lot of cheaters out
And
there.
by the way, Ashley Madison has seen an increase in membership in the recent days since the
People are
documentaries
like,
come
oh,
out.
I didn't know Ashley Madison was a thing. That's
Like
a great
people
idea.
are flocking to it in droves. It's crazy.
The tagline's obnoxious. Life is short. Have an affair.
Right.
And I thought Ashley Madison was just like a bunch of dudes and like catfish.
It's a bunch of
women.
dudes and
There's
bots.
there is a lot
Yeah,
of
a bunch
so
of dudes
like-
and
The
bots.
documentary says it's bots and dudes.
Yeah.
Bots and dudes and dudes and bots.
But that's only brought it up because cheaters be cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
right.
this cheater, this dude got busted in probably like the dumbest way possible.
Okay.
This woman discovered her husband was cheating on her after her puppy swallowed his mistress' thong.
Oh. So when the dog poops out a purple thong that you didn't buy.
She doesn't even wear thongs. She says,
Oh, no.
so what happened was the dog was feeling bad. She takes the dog to the vet. And the person who posted this is the vet. So apparently it was like her first week on the job at this place.
Oh man.
This woman comes in, says her dog's got an issue. They x-ray and they found that it was a thong in there.
Some sexy underpants.
She's like, oh, I don't wear thongs.
They say a puppy arrived very sick. We did an x-ray and found something obstructing, did some surgery, and it comes out to be a thong. We put it to the side, and the owner eventually showed up. We explained what we found, and then she says, a thong? I don't have a thong. I've never had thongs. And then she called her husband and started screaming at him.
Uh-oh.
It turns out he's been cheating on her, and it's his secret mistress's thong.
What a terrible day. Like, not only is your puppy at the vet with a life-threatening problem,
Yeah.
then you find out on the same day that your husband has been cheating on you, and that's why your puppy is sick. That's crazy.
Is there also an underlying theme here that is there any chance you got cheated on because you don't wear a thong?
Yeah, I'd be like, maybe you need to up the sexy
hey, granny
underwear.
panties. Everybody needs to chime in every once in a
Now,
while.
once you pushed all that debris and vomit to the side, you see what she was wearing, right? And you see
What kind of
you see why I did that?
that
See what I'm
lacy
dealing
number?
with?
That's a terrible thing to say. Drew. How dare you?
I'm just observing a point.
So, they told her about it. Obviously, she's upset. The vet doesn't know if the woman asked for a divorce or not, but one can only assume.
The
or
dog
maybe
is
she went
fine.
back
The
to it. I don't
marriage
know.
is not.
Yeah,
You're like,
I'd get a huge tummy ache too if I ate a thong.
Like my dog doesn't. He does this too. Like he doesn't swallow it, but he'll chews the crotch out of things. So like,
oh yeah, my
I had
dog did that too.
I had someone at my house, and there were some panties on the floor. They weren't mine. I wear not as pretty panties.
They still have the crotch eaten out of them,
But-
but they're
Right, but
boxer briefs.
that's for a different
Cooper,
reason.
Cooper gets a hold of the underwear and socks and just rips holes in it and
Yeah.
chews a hole right in dead center of the crotch.
What do you do? The mistress too was probably like, "Where is my thong? I don't know, but I have to leave."
I got to get
Yeah.
out of here.
So
Gotta
we're
go.
going commando.
And did she say anything to him? Or was he panicking?
See, I feel like
searching the
doubt it.
house?
I mean,
Doubt it.
a good sketchy cheater tells the other sketchy cheater, "I've lost evidence in the house."
Yeah.
That's true.
Unless you're trying to blow it up
It's a good
and you'd
point.
like to be the one who lives at that house.
That's a pretty dumb way of getting caught. I would love to know this morning, how did you get caught cheating? Or maybe
vice versa.
Maybe vice versa. Maybe
Yeah,
you caught
did you
caught
catch
someone
them?
cheating. Yeah, I'm not really a cheater, but I definitely caught my girlfriend cheating once because I found some messages.
Oh, see,
I'm not happy about it, but I was suspicious, and she wasn't home one day, and I checked her Facebook. I'm
see,
not
that's
proud
the,
of it.
That's the problem.
Not proud of
Once
it.
the trust is gone, it's over.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think
Especially when evidence is at the end of the
Yeah,
assumption.
and I
right?
saw some
Right.
messages. I was like, "Damn it, man!" And then I couldn't say anything because then it was like
it's like you don't want to let her know that you've been
That I'm
snooping on her
snooping, yeah.
Facebook.
But the no heart
Yeah.
cheater in her guarantee the response is, "Why are you in my messages?"
Oh, that's exactly
no,
what she
no,
said.
No, no, no.
When I
It's
finally
about-
brought it up,
That's a secondary
first thing she
problem.
said.
Yeah, exactly. You broke my trust. Don't worry, your trust is down a toilet and around a corner.
Yeah.
which is why her body will never be found. So anyway, we would love to know: have you ever been cheated on? How did you get caught? If you were the cheater, how did you get caught?
We don't love to know that you've been cheated on.
I would love to know.
You know, it makes me feel better about my relationship.
Yeah. How did you get caught cheating? Was it something dumb like that, like the dog threw up the thong, or
That sucks.
somebody messages? Did your messages get looked at? How did you get caught cheating, or vice versa?
I feel like some people just get lazy. It's like, come on now. You can't be leaving your phone
Yeah.
face up when you're texting somebody else.
Did you ever catch a boyfriend cheating on you, Laura?
My first fiance.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. He was a liar.
He was sending some suspicious text messages, and that was one of those things where once I found him, then anytime he was taking a nap, like anytime he was doing anything, because that was before like Face ID and stuff for iPhones.
You were just going
typed his
through
code
them.
Yeah,
in.
and I was like, this is unhealthy. So I'm just gonna.
But I'm gonna
break it-
keep looking.
Break it off. No, I broke off the
Okay.
engagement eventually, but.
Which is a smart move. But
Yeah.
isn't the phone upside down in itself a red flag? Like,
I put
I
my
get
phone-
laying it there, but if you do it every time,
Yeah,
we got a problem.
I notice myself doing it, and I don't do it on purpose. But usually, I put my phone face down.
All right. You ever
So,
catch a
I don't
girl
know.
cheating on you, Laura? Drew?
No, I did not catch a girl cheating on me. I've been, not called back. I've had those types of things happen to me. I've had it where, you thought it was going well, and then, like a couple weeks later, they show up to the bar with a different dude. I've had
You're like,
those types of
okay,
things
well,
happen.
you could have let me know that
Yeah.
maybe you didn't want to see me anymore.
But I got out of the game kind of early. I
Yeah.
dodged a lot of these mid-20s bullets.
Your calls and texts are coming up. Our Lazy Boy text line is 98197. Stand by.
1, 2, 3. And now, Bruce Sports.
Damn it, you gotta catch that ball.
Here's Drew.
Well, these name, image, and likeness deals are strange in college football and college sports in general because where are the guarantees in them? And today you see the underbelly of it as Jaden Rashada, who was a former University of Florida recruit. He's suing the head coach at Florida along with a big-time Gator booster who he claims defrauded him out of millions of dollars by backing out of a promise to pay him $13 million to play quarterback at the school. If those numbers are correct, that you're going to pay tens of millions of dollars to these guys, think about the Marcus Mariotas of the world who peaked out in college. You could have had enough money to never even play in the pros. But now we'll find out what happens when the paper hits the counter inside a courtroom. Will he get a chunk of that or even just a partial payment, which he says he was only ever received less than $1 million out of the deal. Also, Caitlin Clark lost her third straight. She still hasn't gotten a win in the WNBA, but that's not the storyline. She did fight back from an injury to almost get it done, 88-84, and there are lesser opponents on the horizon. The question is tonight, can the Pacers upset the Celtics and steal home court advantage as Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals kicks off this evening? Now you got the Celtics favored by 10.5 in this matchup. And it's tough not to take them to win the game, but I do think the Pacers will cover, as while they are young, they've proved that they've got something in the tank to fight tonight on ESPN. 5 o'clock, there's your sports.
All right, this is the last week to win $1,000 from the Cash Karen. You got, just the rest of today, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, and then we're done for a bit. You could win $1,000 just like this person, Jonathan from Portland.
I think I'll spend a little at first, but most of the money is going towards a savings so I can go visit my friends in Sweden.
Hey.
Sweden? That sounds fun.
Well, congratulations to Jonathan from Portland for winning $1,000 today. This hour's keyword for your shot at the cash is check.
Check.
Okay.
Log on to 1059thebrew.com right now. Enter the keyword check, and we could call you back within minutes with $1,000. Good luck from the Brew. All right, we were just talking about this woman who found out her husband was cheating on her because she took her dog to the vet, and they found out that the dog actually had swallowed her husband's mistress' thong.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
And it needed to be surgically removed. She's like, I don't even wear thongs. She called her husband, and she chewed him out, I guess, right in front of the vet. The vet doesn't know if she asked for a divorce, but, you know,
Usually
I can imagine.
Yeah, that
bet.
opens the door to divorce for sure.
Yeah, because not only do you have to fork over however much money to get that thong out of your puppy's stomach, you got to deal with knowing that your husband's a cheater.
Yeah,
I
I'd
mean,
be more
yeah.
worried about the puppy at that point.
So the puppy wouldn't just pass those underpants at some point?
I guess
it depends
not.
on how big the dog is,
I feel
too,
like
right?
when dogs eat clothing, because you hear a lot about dogs eating socks and entire shirts
but
and
this was a
stuff, and
full
it's-
pair, like a full thong, you know? Like a
Yeah,
full.
but I mean,
and it was,
depending on the type of
I was
thong,
going
it
to
could
say
be
a
pretty
whole thong
small.
can, like when you wad it up.
if it were a big dog, maybe it could pass it, but this dog could not. It got
got
clogged.
lodgy.
You know, when it turns into a ball, it's just like it's gonna.
It's a wad of clothing.
Yeah.
Right.
So we would love to know this morning the dumbest way you got caught cheating. And I know it's happened, and maybe it's behind you. Maybe you're not you're happily married now, and you're not a cheater.
You're
or,
not that person anymore.
Right.
You were dumb and young.
Right. Or, maybe you still are. We still want to hear from you.
Yeah.
866-445-1059 is the number. We got a couple of text messages on our Lazy Boy text line. These are good. Listen to this. It says, this one's from 9414. I found condoms in her purse that we never used, and that's why I called Goldberg Jones.
Oh, there you go.
Nice, yeah. There you go.
Finding condom, like, we're married. Why would we need condoms?
Right.
Yeah, I think it's one of those deals that would be your worst nightmare moment because there's no excuse for it.
You know, at least she was being safe.
Yeah, and shady.
On the bright side of things.
This text is from 6584. It says, I'm in my early 20s, I made a few home videos. My girlfriend at the time watched one and saw a piece of furniture in it that we bought together.
Come on
Oops.
now, bro.
You're a moron.
If you're going to be cheating, you probably shouldn't videotape it. I mean.
And then be like, oh, circle back. Oh, I
Yeah.
got my tapes mixed up. How many tapes do you got?
Right.
Wow.
You send her that one.
This text message says, I found out my boyfriend is cheating because I got an STD.
Ugh, that
I bet that's
is what a
constantly
nightmare.
happening. I bet
What
that's if the Department of Public Health could speak.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
All right, we got talkback messages. A message, rather, through the iHeartRadio app. You can send us one anytime. Download it for your cell phone.
My cheating story. Well, it was in high school. I was a young, immature guy. Anyways, I had a girlfriend, and I was talking to this other chick, and they three-way called me after they figured it out, so my girlfriend could confirm. And then I went to the movies with the other chick, and she's like, hold on, I go to the bathroom and we got there. Goes in the bathroom, walks out with my girlfriend. Whole big thing. They leave me there. Had to call the homie to come pick me up. Embarrassing.
Yikes.
I don't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Lesson
brutal.
learned. Lesson learned.
That's brutal.
Yeah, like when they both are, we found out, and now they've teamed up.
Yeah.
That's never happened to
I
me.
feel like
but
that's such
God.
I feel
All
like
falls
adult
apart.
women don't do that. I mean, maybe they do, but I feel like that's such a high school thing. Be like, oh my God, my man is cheating on me with you.
And then they become
Especially if-
best friends.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I fear the house of cards coming down. I think that's the anxiety that keeps you in your lane aside from just love and respect is I couldn't even do it, even if I wanted to.
What's the dumbest way you ever got caught cheating? This text message comes from 4146. It says, the ex-wife dropped her phone in the toilet, left it with me to dry it out. When I got it working, I found D-pics in the messages on her phone.
Wow,
Someone sending D-pics.
Yikes, yikes,
They're
yikes.
there.
I mean, sometimes unsolicited D-pics come in, so
Yeah, I'm sure if you had time to dry it out and go through it, there's more proof that comes. The pics don't normally show up with no attached messages.
Right.
Listen to this. I found out my dad was cheating on my mom because I walked in on him with the neighbor while my mom was out of town.
Now, what a
What do you-
conundrum.
What do you do in that situation?
I don't know. Like, do
Blow
you,
up your life?
Yeah, do you tell mom or do you... I don't know.
I mean, you would kind of have to tell your mom.
Well, I don't know. You probably are scared, like,
It would
I don't
blow
want
up
mom
your
to
home.
leave dad, right?
Well,
so
and I'm
maybe
sure
you just...
I'm
like
sure
our
Dad
lifestyle.
took her to aside and talked to her about it and tried to explain
yeah.
it away.
She
You
better
want the
take her to
inheritance, you better keep your
David
damn mouth
Buster's.
shut.
You know,
Yeah.
anything I want forever, Dad.
Yeah, right.
Hmm.
You want my old coins?
Yeah, I'll take.
Then you better.
It's just anytime. I think I'll have an ice cream sundae. No, we're not having those. Are we not having those, Dad?
Because I'm pretty sure you said we could have as many as we wanted, right, Dad?
You hold that over his head. He's never going to be able to tell you no.
This text is from 9238. It says that she left her phone in my pocket, and I saw a photo that another guy sent. What an idiot. She's already being sketchy, and she leaves her phone with you in your pocket?
Yeah, rule 1 of
With no
sketchy
passcode?
behavior is don't let go of the phone.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
That's sketchy 101.
What's the dumbest way you were caught cheating? 98197 is our Lazy Boy text line. I understand. We're getting a lot more text during
It's
this
a
topic.
lot easier.
Than we are, than calls.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause, you know,
Like
people-
I'm not putting my voice on the radio.
A voice to my behavior? Never.
Yeah.
More of those coming up. Hang on. Dumbest way you've ever been caught cheating. That's what we want to know this morning. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura on The Brew. We asked because this guy got caught cheating on his wife because his wife took her dog to the vet because it was, feeling sick.
Little tummy ache.
They found a thong that belonged to the mistress of her husband.
And she's like,
inside the animal.
I don't wear thongs. I wonder where this came from.
So that's a pretty dumb way to get caught. We would love to know this morning how you got caught. And, maybe it's in the past. Laura's like, well, do we really want to say we'd love to hear about it? I do. We
live and we learn from these
I
things.
live off these kind of stories.
Juicier the better.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Keep me going in life. How did you get caught? We got a couple of talkback messages.
So I met this girl at a party, and we ended up going back to my place, and things were happening. And turns out there's a bathroom in the middle of these dorm-style rooms, and her boyfriend was in the other room. So he heard what was going on. He came into the bathroom and kicked in the door, and I had to fight this guy butt naked.
Oh,
so that was an event, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, who gives up first? The person who's clothed or the person who's naked?
I mean, you got to fight your way out of the room because if the guy's bonkers enough,
you can't give up.
If the guy knocks the door down, he's crazed. Like even if I was being cheated on, I don't think I would. I think I'd retreat rather than go in. So a crazed boyfriend is scary.
And giving up fighting a naked man and you're also naked means you want it. That's what I'm saying. All right, your next chance to score $1,000 from the Cash Karen is coming up here in a few minutes. By the way, this is the last week for your chance to win that money.
Yeah.
The keyword's coming up right after AIC. We're commercial free. Thanks to our friends over at Lazy Boy. It's 105.9 The Brew, Tanner, Drew, and Laura. Got a few more text messages from people talking about the dumbest way they got caught cheating or, someone else got caught cheating that they knew.
Yeah.
This text comes from 5423. It says, I found my ex was cheating on me when she got pregnant and told me that she was pregnant and it possibly wasn't mine.
Oh, at least
Double
she didn't,
whammy.
At least she didn't try to play it off and be like, "Oh, great news, it's yours."
I feel like that should be a crime, like an actual criminal offense. If you know it's not theirs, then you ride.
You're right. Yeah.
Right, because
That's
you can't pin somebody with that responsibility.
18 years.
Yeah.
We got started on this topic because you were talking about the guy who got caught because his dog swallowed his mistress's thong, and the wife took the dog into the vet, found the thong inside the dog's stomach. This text from 6494 says, I don't blame the guy. It's a big turnoff to wear granny panties.
Well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean she was wearing granny panties, but
Well, she said she didn't wear a thong. She said she didn't even own thongs.
Okay, but there's a difference between there's a big variety of underwear that are neither a thong or granny panties.
But chances are she had already just gone into the carpool lane.
Some people
chances are high that Laura's wearing granny panties right now.
Some people, no, I don't like the panty line. That's not my look. So I choose to have it straight up my booty, straight.
And it blows me away because Amy's
it's not
a stringer.
the most comfortable.
I don't know how you girls do it. I don't know how you
But
do it.
every day she'd be stringing.
That's great. Well, there you go. You can send us text messages anytime through the Lazy Boy text line at 98197. That's 98197. This is the last week to win $1,000 from the Cash Karen. And if you missed this hour's keyword, which we just gave you like 8 minutes ago, we'll give it to you again here in about 15 minutes. So make sure you're listening for that. We are commercial free thanks to Lazy Boy. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura on 105.9 The Brew. All right, you've got this week and this week only to win yourself $1,000 in cash. That's all you have left anyway. Until Friday, right? Friday's the last day to win the money, so.
But look, I mean, that's like 13 chances every day till then. That's still a lot of opportunity.
It's very true, Laura. Very true.
Yeah.
If you want $1,000 right now, all you got to do is go to 1059thebrew.com and enter the keyword bank. Right? As soon as you get there, a box will pop up, type in the keyword bank. And then all you have to do after that is keep an eye on your cell phone because we could call you back within a few minutes with $1,000.
That's right.
That's bank to 1059thebrew.com. And if you've been trying and haven't won yet, don't give up. Jonathan from Portland won $1,000 this morning, which was nice. So, yeah, good for him. It could be you. All right, that's bank to 1059thebrew.com. And good luck. We are commercial free. Thanks to our friends at Lazy Boy. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura on The Brew. Portland's Rock Station, 105.9 The Brew. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. You can send us a talkback message anytime through the iHeartRadio app, just like this dude did.
What up, Brew Crew? Gang, son. You know what it is.
Gang.
Welcome back. I personally missed you guys. Unfortunately, I can only listen till 7 a.m., but on our commute home, I put it on the podcast and listen to you guys on my way home. So my evenings will be entertaining now.
You can always check out the podcast, loaded daily when we're here, anyway. Last week you didn't get any new ones, but this week, all brand new podcasts to the website, 1059thebrew.com.
Yes.
Coming up in a few minutes, we have to tell you about a man who says that his wife's bedroom decor is ruining their sex life.
Oh, okay.
We'll share that with you here in less than 10 minutes. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura on The Brew. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Yeah, we're back after our long week vacation. Laura was in Iceland. Yeah. I was drunk at home the whole time.
Yeah.
Drew was going to go to the coast, but you had some issues at the house, I guess.
Yeah, well, it started off with leaky pipes, and then everyone in the house got sick, and then Amy got food poisoning.
Okay, so the sickness
was
throughout
first.
throughout the house was not related to Amy's food poisoning. It was something else entirely.
Ugh.
So she got both.
Oh no.
That sucks. That sucks.
So it was a ride for sure.
Is she feeling better now? Like, what'd she eat to get food poisoning?
Do you want me to tell you the story now? I didn't know if we were going to get into it. But so she was not feeling good. Like everyone wasn't feeling good. I wasn't feeling good.
Was it like the sniffles or just like a stomach bug or like
it was a light upset stomach, but mostly like the lethargic, the when you move you feel that whoom, you know, like you feel it in your head. And then
I feel that right now.
Then I was sitting on the couch with Millie and I heard like what I thought was screaming or like overexcitement out of children. And so I'm like, okay, the girls are really going ham back there. And then I realized it was coming from upstairs. So then I like started to walk towards it and I heard just wailing, like, ah! Like really terrible things.
Yeah.
And it turns out that Amy had eaten what we have pinpointed, I think, as to some bad salad. And
that romaine will get you every time.
It was like a pre-packaged salad, but one done in a grocery store.
Okay.
And that's the only thing she had that I didn't have. And what happened to her is crazy because I almost had to call 911 because I come upstairs and she's butt naked. You know, she'd just taken a shower because she was freezing cold. She couldn't figure it out. And she started to throw up so violently that the top half of her body went into paralysis. And so she's on the ground and she's like, she's laying on the ground naked when I get in there. And she's like, I cannot move my body. And I'm like, no, just open your hands. And she couldn't open her hands. They were in, you know, when you like mock the Italian thing and you put your fingers together?
Yeah.
Delicious.
Both hands were purple and locked shut and she couldn't move her arms.
Wow.
And so I'm like, oh my God. She's like, I'm like, do I call 911? So in lieu of calling 911, I called my mom. Yeah. And I'm like, Amy's like paralyzed on the ground. And right then, one of her hands started to loosen up. And it turns out that, this is what we think is that the severe dehydration that happened from the food poisoning mixed with the immediate loss of the rest of her fluids and the convulsions just locked her top half up. And her hands, I mean, it was 20 minutes. I was pulling her fingers, guys, and I couldn't get them to open.
Jeez.
Like they were locked. And so I thought we were in like a life and death thing.
That's very scary.
And so she, over the course of the next few days, has walked back from the ledge.
Yeah.
And I didn't get an ambulance fee, but
and that's why I don't eat salads.
Yeah,
that's
you know
why
what,
I
was
avoid
thinking,
vegetables at all costs.
At all costs.
It's so funny. That's the thought that crossed my mind. I'm like, yeah, Tanner's gonna have a reason not to eat a salad after that.
Like, well, I don't want to get paralyzed. That's crazy though. I didn't even realize that was something that could happen. I've never heard of anything like that.
Either
before,
had I. And when I looked it up, it can be so many ailments, right? Like it can be all kinds of things that'll kill you. But we're hoping it was just that. And you remember she already had tragically low iron levels from having a baby.
Right.
So there's some issues.
Yeah, I didn't know food poisoning could give you Italian hand lock.
I know.
You know like,
I was like,
delicious.
stop. I was honestly like, stop playing. Open your hand. And she just.
And she's
couldn't
just
do
like
it.
looking at you like, Drew, does it look like I am messing around?
When I said, I was like, can you move your legs? And in my head, I was like, please be able to move your legs.
But it was only the top half.
It was just the top, and then just her arms, and then just her hands.
Yeah, that food poisoning sucks, man. It's been a
that's
while since I've
crazy.
had it, but it takes like you take days out of your life.
If I describe it as one thing, and it's naked and afraid. Because by the end you've puked and you've pooped and you're just exhausted like you ran a marathon.
And now you're in your most vulnerable position.
Naked and afraid.
Gosh.
Well,
I'm glad she's feeling better.
Yeah, very
she's on
very
her way
happy
back.
she's doing better, and she can open her hands. She could
what a
take
good
some great photos though, looking at some food.
Oh yeah,
delicious. Speaking of being naked, this guy posted this on Reddit. I guess he is upset with his wife's chosen decor.
Okay.
And he says it's ruining their sex life. The things that she's chosen on the bed and stuff like this, it's ruining their sex life.
Yeah. So what kind of stuff?
So apparently he says, I love her so much, quote, I love her so much and I'm so incredibly lucky to be married to her, but there's one thing that really bothers me. And it's something that he's finding, quote, hard to handle.
Okay.
He said that his wife is a, quote, huge fan of a lot of rock bands, particularly emo bands.
Okay.
This didn't bother him at first, but what does bother him is that he's struggling to get passionate with his wife because of there's posters and bands all over their bedroom.
Okay, what are we, 15? Take the posters down.
I can't do it if I don't see NSYNC. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like she's got like I guess like some sort of band bed sheets or something, and
Stop.
It's like, okay,
No. What?
That's too much. You're making me impotent.
And also, like, they're married. How long have they been married? Like, I feel like that would have been rule number one. Like, no, we're not taking your My Chemical Romance sheets to bed.
well,
Like,
he's
we're just
30,
not
right?
doing
Yeah,
it.
he's 31, and he says this by itself. He says this by itself doesn't bother me at all. In fact, I love the music too, and we go to all the concerts together all the time.
That's
but
fine.
What bothers me is she has the posters of these bands tackled up everywhere around the house. Our bedroom walls are covered in them, and I mean covered. There's not a single inch of wall space in our bedroom that's not dedicated to her band posters.
It's your house, too. You should have a vote on
He says
what
everywhere I go,
how the house is decorated.
everything I do, there'll always be eyes of 100 emo men following me around the
so
house.
it's all emo.
That is so strange.
He says it sounds stupid, and it
doesn't.
probably is, to be honest, but I don't think I can stand another night's sleep in this house.
It doesn't sound stupid. It doesn't sound. But like, how have you not had that conversation? First of all, why are you posting this on Reddit? You need to talk to your wife.
He's already lost that battle. That's why he's amongst the internet trying to get some answers.
Yeah, he says he doesn't want to be watched by members of My Chemical Romance or Taking Back Sunday or 21 Pilots.
I can't say that I blame him.
Yeah, it's just something a kid would do. Like that's
Right.
like something a high school kid does.
Yeah, I had posters of Good Charlotte literally all over my bedroom, but they're.
But if I came over to
they're
Laura's house to feed her cats,
there's no place.
and
for
I saw a
them
Good
in my
Charlotte
home.
poster on her wall, I'd set the house on fire.
And I would feel like a creep myself. You're hooking up with someone who's acting like a child. You're like, this. I could see how this could be a bit of a block.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
So
I mean,
who's the a-hole, I guess? Is it him or is it her?
well, if she's refusing to take them down, then she's the a-hole.
It's just obnoxious.
But if he has yet to even talk to her about it, like has he described the
even know?
conversations that they've had?
I don't know.
or-
It doesn't sound like he's talked to her about
Okay, well,
this. He goes straight to Reddit.
You've got to talk to her about
I feel like, okay, I have a nerd room at my house with all my toys in it.
Yeah, but that's
It's
a separate room.
It's right. It's separate. It's
Yeah.
dedicated to that stuff. If she wants to have a she shed or whatever,
That's fine.
where it's all her nerdy memorabilia,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Dude, if you
But
had
all
an
over the
Iron Man
house.
on your ceiling above the bed, that'd
Yeah,
be
right.
sick, though.
Like a
Stare
big
into Tony
like a
before
big
you sleep, honey.
Fat head of.
Me or Tony, you make the call.
You got to pick.
Tony will grant you one wish. So go ahead. So
She's
yeah,
like, I wish that this night would end.
I'm gonna say she's the a-hole. And she's childish, and I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet she's such a.
If
oh.
she refuses,
I bet she's a
if she
real pain in the ass.
refuses to take down the posters,
It's gonna be, I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
I'm not
I
doing
cannot sleep tonight.
Because tonight be the night.
I gotta rip these posters
Rip these
off
posters
the wall.
off.
Give
Yeah.
me an Uber.
Yeah,
Gotta get out of here.
yeah. Just turns on some Good Charlotte.
Yeah, I can feel it.
No, like, come on. Like, we all love a little emo in our lives.
Keep it on the
but-
playlist.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think anytime you're into your 30s and you're scotch taping things to your wall.
It's not Scotch tape, it's sticky tack.
Now, if like I'm 42, and if you guys came over to my house and saw like a corn poster on my wall, it's like, what are you doing?
Dude.
You're
you
a
got a
grown
big
man.
show coming up. You're excited.
But if
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like it's like a nerd room and it's like a signed poster, that's different. I get that.
Yeah, if it's in a frame.
Yeah, like I've
or-
got a frame and it becomes less tasteful with having kids every year. But the back catalog of Pink Floyd, where it's all the girls'
Oh,
backs
yeah.
painted.
Oh, yeah,
It's framed
yeah.
in my office.
Right, and it's your office.
But
like,
it's framed. It's not like some taped up poster.
Right.
It still has a roll mark on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you hung that above the bed, I bet Amy would have some words.
It used to hang above my old bed before we were married, but yeah, now it's in my room.
Not
I don't know
so
how
much.
it would ruin my sex life though, because if once I'm in the mood, I don't care what posters are on the
But
wall.
imagine looking up and you're just staring into the eyes of Tom DeLonge and Mark Hoppus. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, no.
That's the key to a big finish.
Especially, I bet there's like pillows on the bed that are like
Yeah,
shaped.
yeah.
No.
Emo pillows, hot topic.
That is a mood killer.
Can I hold my Travis pillow while we do this?
Yeah.
All right, this hour's keyword. You have until 10 o'clock to get this hour's keyword in to win $1,000 from the Cash Karen. And remember, this is the last week, so don't pass up an opportunity to win. This hour's keyword is bank.
All right.
So log 1059thebrew.com's website. As soon as you get there, a box will pop up. Type in the keyword bank, and you could score $1,000. Portland's Rock Station 105.9 The Brew. It's Tanner, Drew, and Laura. So in the last segment, we were talking about this guy who went to Reddit because he says that his wife's bedroom decor is ruining their sex life.
Yeah.
I guess their room is covered in emo band posters and memorabilia, like My Chemical Romance and Taking Back Sunday.
Like over the age of 16, it's really not acceptable.
Yeah, teeny bopping pretty hard.
He says there's not an inch of the walls in the bedroom that isn't covered with these kind of posters. And he says he likes these bands too. They go to the concerts together. But, you know, in the bedroom, I guess it's all around the house. It just throws him off.
Yeah.
And understandably, he's 30. I don't know her age, but he's 31.
And I mean, if you're liking bands, like if you've got posters on the wall from bands like My Chemical Romance, Blink, I don't know, like Taking Back Sunday, then they're probably about the
Deftones.
same. They're probably about the same age, right? Because those are bands from our era.
Yeah, probably around the same age, I'm guessing.
But a 13-year-old is the person who's like, check out, I did the whole wall. You can't see any paint.
Yeah. This guy sent a text from 2938. He says that dude needs to give his wife a she shed so then she can put her posters all over the place.
Right, that's the solution.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just move her outside.
We got a couple of talkback messages.
I think it's starting to sound crazy, but how old is his wife? I mean, that's the real question here. I mean, he says he's real lucky to have her. I mean, lucky as in he's not in prison lucky, or lucky as in she's better than him? Because with all these posters, it's starting to sound like she's 14.
Yeah, where'd you meet her? At Hot Topic? Clackamas Town Center?
Yeah, exactly. You know she hangs there.
I was in the market for a new studded belt. They're in
There you
I don't know. I actually have a couple posters put up in my house, too. I don't have, like, as many as he's saying. I got a couple. Well, I have a Death Row poster in the living room. Couple girls tattooing, pinup doll tattoo poster, and a strain poster, THC strain poster.
All in my classy place.
That's it.
Wow.
Real
What a
classy
bachelor
place.
pad,
Hey,
bro.
ladies, if you're just thinking what kind of weed do you have in your pocket, here's a strain poster.
Tell me you don't have a girlfriend without telling me you don't have a girlfriend.
right.
One more talkback.
That guy needs to come up with an agreement with his girl, take down some of them posters, maybe let her keep a few, but not all of them. And if she doesn't, plaster up some Furburger posters all up on that wall. She'll come around.
All right, so he likes his posters, but there's a line for for him.
Can't have too many. You can take some down, just not the strains.
There
of
you
the
go.
weed.
Those stay.
Those stay. in
You
case
leave
need
the
it.
bikini lady poster and the weeds up.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't touch that.
That's weed education for free right on my wall.
This text from 6494 says, my brother's wife, who is 30 years old, has a house full of Tupac and Aaliyah pictures, and it looks just stupid and childish.
Aaliyah,
Tupac and Aaliyah. Did I say Tupac?
No, I
by
think
the
he
way?
said Tupac.
Okay, because sometimes I say Tupac by accident, and I realize how old I am.
But R.I.P. though. I
Yeah,
mean, come on.
right. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
But yes, Aaliyah and Tupac pictures all over the house. That would drive me crazy.
I will say that my former brother and sister-in-law, you could not see the walls of their home because they had shelves up everywhere of like superhero memorabilia, Star Wars memorabilia, any concert they'd ever been to. They had like guitar picks stuck to the
See,
walls.
I love that
They had-
stuff, but
they
I have
had
a room
shelf
for it.
dedicated just for Rubik's cubes.
What?
And it was
Nerd.
the whole house. It wasn't a
Jesus.
room. It was the whole
That is
house.
nerdy as hell.
Home is where the heart is.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, they were both into it.
My
so it
Rubik's Cube
works.
collection. Oh, God.
Yeah, as long as you're both into it, fine. But it doesn't sound like this guy is
like,
down.
have her, I'm into that stuff too. I don't want my house covered in
that's
toys.
true.
I love
Yeah.
toys. I love,
Right.
statues and action figures. I have a room for that.
I got a room. I got a room for my toys too, but it's not what you're talking about. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, kids aren't allowed in there. 98197 is our lazy boy text line.
It's like the earthquake simulator at OMSI at Laura's room. Just don't
Like,
hit the
careful
right
when you go in there.
Hit that button and hold on.
This guy says my girlfriend has a lot of stuffed animals on her bed still.
No, you can't.
You gotta throw them off when we
God,
get nasty.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's not a good look.
It's not. Like,
And, you know,
I mean,
it's just so directly associated with childhood.
Yeah.
And I get if you have your little bear or whatever, but like to have a bunch of them set up like a giant triangle.
It says to me you haven't grown up.
Yeah,
You just are stuck in a certain age. I had a friend in high school. His name was Steve. Really nice guy.
Yeah.
I went over to his house for the first time. And their house, his parents were super old-fashioned and super religious. They had Jesus memorabilia everywhere you looked.
That's creepy.
You could not look in a direction of the house and not see like a Jesus statue. They had one of those things on the wall where everywhere you looked, it looked like Jesus was staring at you.
Following you, yeah.
Creep me out.
And what is it, the Last Supper, whatever it is? What's the one where they're all eating? It's like the Super Bowl
Last
for
Supper.
Jesus.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl for
my
Jesus.
grandma had the Super Bowl
Wine?
for Jesus
Anyone?
picture right over the table.
Someone should go in there and put Doritos and
They
like
should.
pizza and hot
Hey,
wings.
that's
in
a
that.
great
You want to
idea.
buy Super Bowl ads, you
Yeah.
just inject it into that Jesus lunch.
I'm sure somebody will be pissed about that, but
Oh, many
whatever.
people, especially when I call it Jesus Super Bowl.
The Jesus Bowl.
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, I mean, but
Praise,
if
praise.
if you remember last year's Super Bowl, Jesus did make it into the commercials. Remember the creepy
Oh,
foot
yeah,
commercials?
that's
That was
right.
a Jesus commercial.
right.
So
Oh, I
he's
do
already,
remember,
he's
yeah.
already sneaking.
That's why you got to
in there.
put John Elway at the Last Supper next year. It writes itself.
Exactly.
All right, that does it for us. I think.
Who was the one who betrayed Jesus, though, is the question.
Peyton Manning. No, Tom Brady.
Tom
when
Brady.
When he went back on the road.
With his turtleneck.
We got our Donkey Show podcast coming up next, and I have a really great clip that I want to play for you. This is this actually happened just right up the road in our neighborhood city of Seattle.
Okay.
All right.
And this Karen was just going crazy on this dude demanding he get out of the car. She kept calling him, the P word over and over again.
Ooh.
You little bitch, get out of the car. She
Wow.
wanted to fight this
I
guy.
mean, was he being one? I mean,
No,
did he deserve
he
it?
wasn't barely. He was barely saying a word to this lady, and she was melting down.
Battle Karen.
So yeah, we'll hear this crazy battle Karen here in a few minutes during the Donkey Show podcast, which can be heard only on the website at 1059thebrew.com. This is the last week to win yourself $1,000 in cash, and I got a keyword for you.
Let's hear it.
Let's fill up the bank.
I got a keyword for you at a shot at a grand right now.